you've toured for so long, and I guess that you have a lot of great stories from touring. Do you have the most craziest stories, the most Spinal Tap stories?
I have a tendency, this is embarrassing. So like many times for some reason, right before we're about to go on stage, I get locked into places that I can't get out of. I think because like, it's a long show, you're chugging water to warm up your voice, you're chugging water to hydrate yourself, and then on stage you're chugging water because it's a lot of, it's very athletic, you're heavy breathing, you're always trying to stay hydrated. Before we hit the stage, I always, like the rule before a long car trip, always go before you go. And I'll try to use the restroom before I go on stage just to make sure, because nothing's worse than when you're on stage playing a show and you gotta pee so bad. It's like, because you're drinking so much water, and the older you get, the harder it is, but so like, I have gotten locked in to bathrooms before, and I'm just like, and everyone's on stage and I'm like, hey guy, it's like one of those comical moments where like, let's go start the show, and then like you hear pounding like, hey, don't start without me, and then they're on stage like, where's RJ? And then luckily we have a security guy now, and he's like, I know what happened, and he's like, goes to the bathroom like, bust the door like, sorry, it happened again. So that's probably the most Spinal Tap moment that will always haunt me in my career. I always try to make sure that before I close and lock the door that I can unlock it and open it, but for some reason bad luck follows me around, and I get locked into bathrooms and random, or dressing rooms. Like I'm gonna go put my suit on or whatever, go in there, close the door, change, and then like, oh God, no, not again. So yeah, I think that might be my Spinal Tap moment that will probably haunt me forever.
I think the problem is with the locks in the many clubs. They use cheap locks and they break very often, so that's probably the problem.
Exactly. I think it's not so much common now that we're playing more theaters and arenas and nice places, but like when we started out on tour, we were playing these little tiny clubs, and they were old and they smelled like, but we loved it. We didn't care. So yeah, I've had a tendency to get locked into bathrooms or closets or whatever, I can't get out. So yeah.